Okay, I'll start it off. Okay, we're here with my buddy, the Doc Testosterone. And we're just going to chat and hang out. Talk about whatever you want, what's going on with you, what's going on with me. And then just get some updates and then just chill.
So this is my big pain point right now.
Okay, yeah.
I'm moving to Miami on Monday, right?
Okay.
I'm going to drive to Miami. And the main reason I'm going there is because I want to expose myself to a culture which allows me to overcome whatever I feel I need in life. Now, what are those things? Number one, I want to be around the types of people that will allow me to become the strongest version of myself. Now, who are they? First and foremost, I want to be around girls who are super beautiful, but also from all over the world, right? So I want to be with like Russian girls and Argentinian girls and
Just variety.
like the Kate Uptons, the blondes.
Yeah.
I want to be around that vibe because I've already been around that vibe in Las Vegas, but Las Vegas is depressing to me. It's full of casinos and people like fucking losing money. There's no beach there. In Miami, just being there for the last month and maybe month and a half with you two for those 3 weeks, I feel that Miami's really gonna make me grow as a person. And also the fact that Mike Rashid and CT opened up their gym. I want to train at that gym. I want to get to know all those people. And I want to really go and be very social. I want to just be out there like all day. I want to wake up in the morning, just like go out, talk to people on South Beach. I want to go to the gym, talk to people there, network with awesome people, Snapchat the shit out of everything. I want to put a lot of YouTube videos with like, get perspectives from really hot girls about confidence, about how they think about testosterone levels and how they have interacted with previous guys who they've been with, and also guys that they've rejected and why have they rejected those. Because what I feel is the education that I've received has been mostly from guys, not from girls. And what I want to do is be with girls who will make me a better fashion person, right? Make me a better man. Make me someone who has more etiquette with people, like at the dinner table. Or, just make me dress better, make my hair better. Just make me a better human being as a man.
Can't you get there anywhere else?
No, I cannot.
In Dallas?
I can't. Because I know for a fact that in Dallas, it is a conservative atmosphere. Dallas is not liberal.
You want that progressive vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the beach and everything. I get the fitness part. Having a different variety of women from different cultures is that very important to your stage in life.
It is so important, man. Because look, I'm 34 now, right? I'm not so much like, oh, let me fuck a lot of girls. That's not where I'm at. Right now, my number one thing is I want to be in a network where I am around awesome people. And automatically, if you are around awesome people, you're gonna have a lot of beautiful girls in that circle. I want to be.
You are the 5 people you hang around with.
Right, and it's also has a lot to do with like repression and like that sexual suppression, right? I want to hang out with those bottle service cocktail waitress hotties, right? But not so much people, like not bad people. These are all good, amazing people, and I want to, like you know how we're talking right now? I want to have a mastermind like that with a hottie where we're talking to the camera or just like talking with each other, just like vibing,
just bullshit
just
around.
having fun.
Yeah.
And I want to get those deep insights from that girl because I'm fucking interested. And I know that there are a lot of guys in the world who are never going to be friends with those hotties. I'm not even supposed to be friends with hot girls, right? I come from a background where I'm supposed to get married already with like 6 kids. Right, with some like fat brown girl, right, who's like has more hair than me on her body, right? That's the type of girl I'm supposed to be married to, right? I'm being stereotypical here, but let's face it, that's the reality. Now, I don't want to do that. What I really want to do is just always be around people. I'm a New York person, right? I can't live in New York because that's not sustainable.
You
right
are
now.
that type of person. I don't think we've talked about this before, but you need different stimulus. You need to see like different people. You need to see different environments.
Yeah.
I'm like that as well to a certain degree, but you need it even more.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, I always like even when I was with my family, when I was a kid, I would be with my family, with my mom's friends, dad's friends. Like I liked that. I looked around, I see all these aunts and uncles, we call them even though they're not part of our family. And it's like, oh look, these like I love this. We talked about religion and philosophy and all this mumbo jumbo, and I love that, dude. Even when I was in grad school, I look back in my life. When I was in grad school, my Montreal Neurological Institute, they would come to me and be like, hey, some guy's gonna come tour our institute. We want you to be the tour guide. We want you to pimp out the institute. Yeah. Or if there was like college kids or high school kids coming in, they would ask me to do that presentation about the visual system to these high school kids because they understand that vibe that I have being around people. I always want to be around people, man.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to we talked about the science thing, right? Like I know that my big strength in the world is providing scientific knowledge, reading that hard ass fucking paper that nobody understands. I understand it, I can relate it to people, I talk about that, but if I do that all day and just read for 10 to 12 hours a day, which I have been doing, I can't be around people.
You're saying you've had enough of the research and the books. You want to get out there. Do it. See it in person. The experiments. The people in your face. Yeah, I totally get it.
And the ultimate thing is, it's not just that the content is my strength. It's not like, I have a lot of knowledge about science and nutrition and all, but that's not necessarily a strength. The strength is research, right? Yeah. It's like programming.
If you're good at have real good content.
Right. Like if you're good at programming, let's say you know one programming language like fucking Java or C++, you can learn any programming language because you know programming.
You know the fundamentals, the principles.
Exactly. Like if we speak English, it's easier for us to learn Spanish or French. If you don't know any language, right? If you know like some caveman language, it's like not the same grammar. Like you're not going to be able to, it's going to be harder for you to learn French from scratch, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So where I come from is I know how to do research. So right now, like, we did the 5 episodes before this.
Yeah.
I was talking to you. I know, because of my research background, how to dissect shit, right? So you're a person, I'm a person. We dissect each other all the time. So if I have this hottie here at the beach, and we're talking about testosterone and her point of, hey, let's say you're with a guy, and he has a limp dick. Do you care? What if you're high? Do you care? Now, if that guy feels anxiety, should he just tell you? See, we're used to asking this to guys. Why are we doing that? I don't get it. I feel that we should ask this to girls. I've told my mentors about this, right? People who I respect in terms of like girls and all that stuff. I've asked them and they say, stupid opinion. But I don't think it's stupid. Yeah. I think it's very insightful. Like Michael Sartain always told us that all of his girlfriends, friends that are girls, they gave him a lot of fucking knowledge, man. He would come and he would be dressed like shit at dinner because like he came from the gym or whatever. He didn't care. He'd be like, no, you need to dress better, right? I see a lot of guys who are trying to like get hot girls. They don't dress well, right? They don't have the skinny jeans. They don't have the pimped out socks and all that. They don't have any sense of fashion. They don't have cool hair. They don't groom themselves appropriately. I didn't used to do that either. Now I do that because I see the value in it. If you groom yourself better, you think that you are valuable, so you make yourself look better, the world will realize that this guy values himself, so I should value him too. He's a somebody. But again, me sitting there and reading and providing that value, I don't know if that's the real value that people want. I don't fucking know if that's the value you want. I don't know, right? Do you get more value out of me talking about nutrition and that you should eat a decent amount of saturated fat that is in egg yolks and steak, right? Then meat is good for you at a certain level. If you do too much, obviously that's bad. The fact that you should eat complex carbs, the fact that you should stay away from fruits that are too high in sugar.
Yeah,
like
I
I
think
can talk about that.
you're
But
not
is that
getting-
where people are?
You're not getting enough stimulation. I think that's the bottom line. It's the environment. You're not getting enough of it. I think I'm probably not getting enough with it too, because I'm just mostly around the family. I do gotta have the family time, but you want to be around like the younger people, the young crowd, stimulation, new inputs, data, people hanging around, and that's like a college campus or a startup incubator, whereas you're getting all those ideas that's flowing around. That's like New York, San Francisco, and maybe Miami. That's what you're gonna get right now, which is gonna be a part of your journey, which you're going there.
Yeah, and I always get to this tough point where, I listen to Gary Vee a lot, as you know, and he always talks about you should do only what you're really good at and don't do anything else, right? Now, I don't really know if I am the best at what I just described, right? Like I've done YouTube videos with like hotties and stuff, with just like girls talking about big cocks and ego and confidence and all that. Yeah, we got some insight out of that, a buttload of comments from people. And I think real value too, because some of the comments are like, dude, this is a great perspective from girls. I just think that's not enough out there. That girl perspective of what how she sees the world. Like, how does a hot girl see the world? We don't know.
So you're saying The View is not good enough right now to see their perspectives, what they're chatting about? You know the show The View, right?
The View is idiotic, right? Because The View is not like me. Like no one's like me,
Yeah.
right? When the girl's talking, I'm gonna be like, okay, look. When a guy, how many one night stands have you had?
Me personally.
No, I'm gonna ask this to the girl.
Oh, okay. You're gonna ask the girl.
Is The View gonna
Is she
ask
gonna
that?
be honest?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
Okay,
matter.
yeah.
We're getting it out there.
Ah, okay.
The answer doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Right? The fact is, if the girl is hesitant, I'm gonna be like, look, that's very interesting. You're hesitant about one night stand pimping.
Okay.
Why? I wouldn't be hesitant if you asked me. I'd tell them how many one night stands I've had.
Yeah.
But you're hesitant. Why? Because are you afraid of being called a slut? Why are you being afraid of being called a slut? Why is this fucking society telling you that you should not be a slut? How can we make this better?
So deeper,
Deep as fuck.
instead of the whole just mainstream narrative.
View is stupid, dude. It's boring. I would never watch that. Right? That's why it took me some time. Like, what View? Oh, View. Oh, yeah. Those
View.
four fuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the thing is, the fact that I have a research background, right, a very hardcore academic training, I'm able to dig deep and research, and like I never get bored. Like my brain it overwhelms people, dude.
Yeah.
Like I've had people tell me
You
that,
have
dude,
fascinations with little things that people don't necessarily get, or even they just look over, and then we're like, oh, this is a fascinating little thing that most people don't notice.
right.
That's what makes things very interesting.
Right. And the fact that I'm so non-judgmental and I have no shame,
Like, yeah.
right? There's no shame. There's no
Zero
ego.
shame with this dude.
There's no shame. There's no ego. It's like, yeah, you know what? Let's let's streak naked on South Beach. I just don't want to go to jail because if I go to jail, right, or if I get deported back to Canada, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna not be able to provide value for my community.
Yeah.
So I don't want to streak naked. But if I could, yeah, I'd fucking do it.
Yeah.
Right? We do it with the whole group, just for the sake of doing it, just for the sake of, hey, let's see what happens if we streak naked. Maybe we'll get nirvana or
Maybe,
some,
yeah.
Maybe it's a type of meditation.
Yeah.
Naked meditation,
Yeah.
right? Meditation naked, right?
Naketation. Naketation.
Naked, yeah,
Naketation.
I like it.
Naketation.
Take it before it goes. Take it before it goes. So tell me, you know me
Yeah.
very well. You probably know me. You're definitely in the top 10 in the world of people who know me.
Yeah.
Okay, because we have deep insights, deep sharing secrets and stuff.
Secrets.
What do you think is? Forget about what I said.
Okay.
Right? Forget about all the things I think are my strengths. Who gives a fuck if I think I could think something's my strength and it's my biggest fucking weakness and I'm just an idiot, right? What I'm asking you is, what do you think is my biggest strength? That can actually provide benefit to people. Real, hardcore, practical, everyday benefit. What do you think that is?
The one thing.
One.
The one. Well, at least one of them I could easily think of right now is like you are the guinea pig for others, because you go out there and like go and see firsthand with your own eyes, because you want to see, like me and you, we want to see evidence firsthand. Like it's happened for us to actually trust in what's going on.
Right.
Like if you say, if we're gonna talk about, oh, LA it's a fun vibe, I like the city, and then this person says, no, it's not that great, I don't like the vibe. You're just gonna go and say, oh, I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna live there, and then I'll really know, and then I'll tell you how it is. I'll let you know. I'll go to San Francisco. I went there to the heart of it, and got deep into the tribes, and saw what's going on firsthand. That's what you're good at, and being able to not only go there, but tell us what's going on there and give it from a different perspective of the actual reality and the nature of what's going on, and not something that's kind of skewed. Because me and you, we like to see things very objectively, as much as possible.
The truth.
The truth. We obviously, we can't, because we're human beings. We're not going to be like iRobot or something. But we want to be objective as possible, and then to learn and see what is possible and what's not, and then just progress and learn from that. It's not a matter of like making judgments or adding our own biases and whatnot. I think that's probably the best strength I could easily think of.
Gotcha.
So a matter of like, you're literally just using your strength right now of, okay, I'm gonna go to Miami and actually take advantage of my strength and just go and dig deeper and learn over there.
Totally. Now, how is that different from the guinea pig of Tim Ferriss? How am I 10 times better than him?
How are you 10 times better?
Because he's a guinea pig. They call him the human guinea pig.
He is, yeah.
How is he different than me?
How is he different from me? The difference between you and Tim Ferriss, I'm assuming, I don't know Tim Ferriss. I love his books, very good books. Is likely, I think he's a little
sucks
more
at
slower.
pickup.
Yeah, he's not a super social guy, probably not, but he's a scientist like you are. I'm an amateur scientist, a street scientist. You go on, I think you add way too many variables, and this may be a weakness. When you go there, you're experimenting. You want to have a what is the set variable that's control group, right? When you're testing, and then the other one that you're testing. And you want to keep that control group like neutral, and then compare it to what's really going on, right?
Yes.
You kind of go in and then just throw everything all at once, and it's a little bit harder to dissect one at a time what's really.
I'm trying to do it through
really
intuition.
working.
I'm doing it through intuition.
You're doing it through intuition, and it's just a matter of like time, and a matter of like just get it what works, and you'll catch on eventually and know what's going on. I see it as like, okay, there's too much going on. I can't pinpoint exactly one by one like the main stuff that's improving or what's not improving. You just go, all of it. Take all of it all at once, and then we'll learn and calibrate from there.
Yeah, jump
That's
in
the thing,
chaos. Yeah, that I totally do that. Like me moving to
That's
Vegas
what it
a
is,
year,
yeah.
a week after finishing PhD. I just moved to Vegas. Like fuck it.
Yeah. That's just being you can take on more risk. It's helped you. It's worked, right?
Yeah.
It's like, let's go into the jungle and see what type of vegetation there. I look at bugs, animals, and then I would go in. This is the difference. I would take an aerial view, and then have like different guys perimeter area, and then take cameras, and then gradually see different area pinpoints of it. You would go in with like a Jeep with a blazing wildfire. With a bunch of guys with knives and, all right, we're going in. That's what you would do, right? Hey, different methods.
Yeah.
And then when we team up, it's like, it works even better.
Right. No, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Would you say that correct me if I'm wrong, I'm maybe putting words in your mouth, but would you say that my biggest strength is immersion?
Yeah.
I can immerse myself in things
Yeah.
much better than other people
Very
to
much so.
really get that experience. Because I immersed myself in my PhD.
Yeah.
I immersed myself in Vegas.
Yeah,
I
I like
immersed
that. I
myself
like
in
to do
strength
the same.
camp.
Yeah.
You know, I immersed myself in Silicon Valley, in like the LA thing,
Yeah.
right? I immersed myself in Doc Testosterone now.
Yeah.
Right? Now I'm going to go to Miami, immerse myself in that vibe.
You are. Yeah. The only way to get true amount of things done, you gotta do it immersively. You gotta be unbalanced. There's no way, like being an entrepreneur, you gotta dive
Yeah,
in there.
Mike
There's no-
Rashid in a recent Snapchat said, fuck balance.
Yeah, there is no balance. Even as me as a balanced person, I try to be as balanced as possible. That's not even possible. It's really not. But I try my best. I mean, you have family, you have health, you have the gym, you have your nutrition, you have your social friends. Like, what are you gonna give? You can't give it all. So you gotta be immersive to actually get in there and do it correctly and to learn a skill or do whatever you want to do.
Now, based on that, okay, so you just told me my biggest strength. A mixture of being a guinea pig
Yeah.
and immersing myself in activities and then providing that back to the tribe,
Yeah.
what I learned. One great thing you told me right now, I'm actually going to do it. When I go to Miami,
Yeah.
I'm going to make videos comparing Miami to Vegas, LA, Dallas, Montreal, and San Francisco, all the places I've lived in the last 2 years. I'm just going to fucking compare.
Yeah.
And compare based on what they care about.
Yeah.
Not
What-
like
what
food
people
and
actually
who gives a
know.
shit about
Yeah.
that. Like real stuff,
Yeah.
people,
Just being unbiased.
culture.
Yeah. What's really funny is like there's no balance. There's like no filter whenever we're chatting. So we're just like, if we're at a restaurant and we're eating something, if you don't like it, you're really gonna say you don't like it.
Yes. I'm going to give it back.
Yeah.
And I'm going to spit on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Whereas some people is like, it wasn't for me, or it's like, it's okay. It was alright.
I get offended.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just look right now.
I
We're-
want the honest truth. Like, dude, don't go there. It's not that
Yeah,
great.
I mean,
Or
like right
it's
now
horrible.
we're at this restaurant. There's all these like fucking 200 people watching us doing
Yeah.
this fucking
There's no
thing,
sugarcoating.
and nobody gives a crap.
Yeah.
Right? They're all just looking at us, and we don't give a shit. Like
Yeah.
we're disturbing 200 people here in the restaurant. Like it's unbelievable. I don't know how we can do that. Anyway, so you just told me my biggest strength. In your opinion, it is, I can immerse myself. I'm a guinea pig. I can do
You could
things
you do the immersive unbiasedly. Very
because
well.
of my background.
Yeah.
Now,
I think were you always like that? That's interesting. I don't think I did.
This is-
were you
this-
always like that, or just having to train yourself to think like a scientist?
very good question.
You have to.
Very good question, because not 3 days ago, just yesterday, I walked around my apartment for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And all I was thinking is, what is the thing that I have a strength in that I've always had a strength in?
Yeah.
Not like I developed the strength. I've always had the strength. So I'm like, okay, let's look back at life.
Yeah.
I can think all the way back as in elementary school.
Yeah.
Right? Back in Pakistan, 4th grade, 3rd grade, and shit.
Yeah.
All I cared about was getting good grades.
Yeah.
Right? I was either 2nd in my class or 3rd in my class every year.
Yeah.
I never got first, and I broke the teeth of the guy who got first. I still remember.
Yeah.
He was bleeding, he went. He said something, I punched him
Got
in
real
the face.
gangster to it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's 3 times I've been in a fight in my whole life. That was the
Over
first time.
grades.
Imagine. I punched him because it was the one guy who always beat me. I was always 2nd.
That asshole.
Yeah, Raheem Noorani. I still remember his fucking name. Right? Kindergarten,
Names.
1st grade, 2nd grade. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went all in. Then,
Yeah.
then I can think of when I came here in 4th grade, when I was in school, I was the best student at that school in math. I always fucking killed it at math. My teacher would be like, hey guys, let me ask you a really hard question. And then he'll do the question, everyone would be writing. And I'd be like, 426. And then some other guy will be like, no, that's not right. And then the teacher will be like, what do you think it is? He'll be like, oh, it's 502. So the teacher would write on the overhead 426, 502, cross out 502 and check my answer. Right? And then he would be like, that kid right there, I don't know if he's the smartest, but he is the fastest at math in our school right now.
Bam.
And that validation got me to survive as a child, right? Because I didn't have many friends. I didn't have girls.
So it's a matter of
never had a girlfriend.
Say it's intelligence.
So then, okay, that's junior high, right? Then I get into high school.
Okay.
High school, I go all in. I am the kid in my high school with the most number of AP classes, more than anybody. Right? The last week of school, I'm such a nerd that the guy who was valedictorian, he went to Stanford, and now he's a yoga instructor.
Yeah.
He asked me to do his homework. Because that last week he wanted to slack off. He already got in Stanford, right? And I was just a fucking nerd, so I was studying my ass off still, even though I also got in.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey man, will you do our homework? And then I said, sure, copy my answers. And he copied my answers.
Yeah.
The point is, in high school, I went all in. I did nothing, dude.
So this was immersive of being a student.
Yes.
Academia. And you're like...
Same thing in undergrad.
So you were getting validation from like, oh, good grades? That's a good boy. And then it's like, oh, okay, I'll just keep doing that.
Yeah.
And it's been working.
I forgot about everything else.
It's been working for me. And anything else would just be irrelevant, right?
Completely irrelevant. I didn't care about girls. I didn't care about my health and fitness. I didn't care about sleeping. Fuck all that. I slept 4 hours a night.
It's a good choice. I mean, I think most parents would say, like, if you excel in academia, that's
It's
perfect.
bullshit. It's bullshit. Forget about what parents say. It's total bullshit. Total bullshit.
So the straight A student does not define success.
No, because that's not how you provide value.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett and those guys, Charlie Munger, there's a worth a damn factor, the deserve it factor. If you're a valedictorian, are you worth a damn? You made straight A's, are you worth a damn? Why? Yeah. Not because you made straight A's, it's because the benefit you're providing to the world, right? Now, when I was in undergrad, I had graduate students ask me for help. They'd be like, oh, hey, are you Farhan? Like, I'm a fucking freshman at this point, right? And I'm like a really good programmer. I'm killing it in school, right? And these grad students, master's, PhD levels, who I was working with, they would ask me for help and like almost like get my autograph. You know what I mean? I was that kid who was killing the curve, right? I would be the kid because nobody would get a curve because of me. Because I would make that 90 even though the average was 30. I was that kid.
Asshole. Yeah.
I was that asshole. And I loved it. I got off on it, dude.
Yeah.
Right? Because that was my key to validation and self-esteem boost.
Yeah.
But then, after undergrad, PhD, same thing. I went all in, dude, 14 hours a day, every day, 7 days a week, for like years and years and years. And only at a certain point I realized that if I continue this academic life, I won't be able to get the experiences in life that I want, like being social, like being out there, man. Like this shit we're doing here is way better than me sitting there and reading something.
Yeah, it's almost like there are so many professors out there, right? I mean, some teach, some publish, they do research, but how much leverage do they have of giving value to them?
Bullshit, nothing.
There may be a knot, or they're settled in to a
they're not good at anything else. They're not good at
department.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've probably seen plenty of that.
Tons, man, tons, and you know what? A lot of them don't even respect me because I didn't stay in research. I didn't stay in academics, and I was killing it. Like when I would go to a conference, people would know me, and people were shocked that I'm leaving academia. Well, you're so successful. Why are you leaving? I'm like, dude, if I stay if I stay a scientist, I can't fuck Kate Upton. Like I told them to their face, like I can't fuck Kate Upton.
Yeah.
Kate Upton was never gonna be with me, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, is there any? Do you know a scientist with a blonde bombshell? No.
Nope.
Well, because it doesn't happen. It's just not how the world works.
Yeah.
Right? So, if that is my strength of immersing myself, how do I balance that strength with the science background and all the knowledge I have to provide and all the reading that I want to do every day to learn more, stay cutting edge, the recent papers, and provide real value? How do I leverage all those three? How do I reconcile?
It's what you're doing right now. you are reading, you're doing the research, you're doing videos, and you're teaching people like myself, your tribe. I think you've been doing so much research, we've talked about this before, that it's become way too much, and it's become very dull, and now you need to get out there more.
Yeah, but it's also something else, right? Gary Vee says you can only teach the truth and nothing else. You can't teach anything else. You're never going to win with anything except the truth. You can only win with the truth, right?
Maybe it's something to where, like, you should chill on the research. I mean, how much more is there to read?
That's what I'm saying. Because think of it this way. This is how I think of it. There are people in the world who drink Coca-Cola 3-4 times a day. There are people in the world who see TV 6 hours a day. America. They know it's not good. They know that them being obese, they're not gonna be healthy. They know that. The research is there. They're learning this. They see the obesity epidemic. They see that.
Yep.
But they're not following, right? So the way I see it is it really, is the real value learning the cutting edge science and teaching that? Or is the real value teaching what I already know, the truth? I mean, think about it. I know for a fact that when I go to the gym and I fucking work hard for an hour and I'm like gasping with breath, that is one of the best feelings ever. And that makes me do amazing in life. I know that when I breathe better and I take deep breaths, that feels amazing in life. I know that when I eat green vegetables and I eat enough complex carbs and don't eat sugar and stay away from drinking too much coffee, I know it's a great life. I know that when I sleep at 10 p.m., wake up at 6 a.m., I feel good. Now, these basic things, I can teach these guys. I can teach them the importance of these basic things, right? I already have this stuff. I'm already teaching this stuff through my plans and stuff, right? But the other nitty-gritty of it, like, why is saturated fat not harmful, right? Is that really what I need to teach people?
Maybe it's too deep. Maybe it's something that most guys are not as interested in. I mean, what do you think?
I think a lot of people don't give a fuck about it. I think a lot of people on this YouTube, there's trolls here too, but a lot of these fuckers, they care about extremes, right? They care about conspiracies. And they actually think YouTube's important. Who gives a fuck?
When is enough information for you to give it to them without needing like the full deep science of it? I think you've touched it enough, right?
Yeah, tons, man.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I don't need to go there and say, oh, these are the 30,000 papers that I read. Out of these 30,000, here are the top 50 that you're gonna find. These fuckers aren't gonna go read papers. They don't fucking read papers. They watch videos and jerk off. And a lot of them are watching controversial stuff because they don't have any drama in their life. It's like my mom, she watches these Indian dramas all day because she doesn't have drama in her life. And I tell her that, right? A lot of these guys, they actually care. They actually have real pain points. Like, look at us, right? I know the truth that my parents hated me. They disowned me. I know that's a fact, right? When I started drinking 7 years ago, right? And I was drinking for 4 years straight. My dad fucking hated me. My mom hated me. They disowned me, right? And I figured out a way for them to love me again. I figured out a way for them to be on my team, and it took me years and years of brainwashing them to get to the right side, right?
That?
How did I brainwash them?
Yeah.
I told them if they don't listen to me, they're not being good parents. Because a good parent provides value to the son, the daughter, the child, without bias, without making me become like they want me to become, letting me be who I am. So it took me years and years and years of providing them that knowledge. They watch my YouTube videos too, and my Facebook stuff, and they do all that, Snapchat. And that is how they've understood, and they know now that I'm providing. When I get an email from one of you saying that, hey, Doc, you helped me, and these 8 things you helped me with, I show my dad, he reads it, and he's very proud of me. Now that I am successful.
So they see it.
They see it.
They see it first.
Right? So now they're cool. Like, I proved it to them. But the thing is, a lot of these guys, they might be in India, Pakistan, and they're afraid to be open to their parents. Like right now, I can go up to my dad and say, Dad or Mom, I'm fucking this girl, right? I'm fucking 3 girls right now.
Yeah.
I can tell them that, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? My mom's probably going to be like, yeah, cool. My dad's probably not going to be so okay with it, but I have the ability to be that open.
Yeah.
And that's really amazing for
Yeah,
me,
you
right?
want to have that real connection,
Yeah.
that understanding.
Yeah, I fucking love my parents. I told my parents yesterday, I said, when I came here a year ago, I did not respect you guys. I had no respect for you. I thought you were against me. Now you're with me. We are the same goal. I'm so happy that I respect you guys. I told my parents that,
Yeah.
right? That's the truth. I don't need to go out there and go to grad school for 10 years to realize that. Maybe I do. I mean, I did. But that's the truth. You see what I mean? That's something that is a pain point for people validating with their parents. People don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I know how to do that. That's a truth that I've done, I can teach. That's one.
I think the truth is, which was really insightful, is you reminding them and pinning it to them that you're on the same team, and that
Collaborative
the
versus competitive.
Yeah, the goals are the same. So if you guys we both want the same thing. So you have to see it from my angle, my view of what I'm doing, regardless, right? How did you do it? I mean, I'm sure it took time, right? Evidence showing them, or was it a matter of like
so
eventually?
much spending time together like we are right now.
Yeah.
I would sit with them and I would talk to them about my deep fears and pains. I would say, look, Mom, I got sexually suppressed as a kid.
Yeah.
When I got a love letter from a girl, you tore it up. You fucked up my life. And I would remind her the 5 times she tore up love letters from girls that liked me that I wanted to meet my girlfriend.
Yeah.
She tore it up and she said, you better not go out with this girl. She threatened me.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm the only girl in your life. No other girl in your life.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Right? That's basically the vibe I got. And I got scared. I'm like, oh, whatever. I'll fucking get A's.
Yeah.
Let me just get A's, right? Maybe my testosterone was too low. Maybe if I had higher testosterone as a kid, I would say, fuck you, Mom. Right? Fuck you, Dad. I'm going to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe it was low T. I don't know. Now, the thing now is, I sat with them and explained to them, listen, if you really care about me, try to understand my deep suffering. I'm really suffering here. I really need to go and fuck girls. I really need to go and be at nightclubs and drink and do drugs. I really need to do that.
Okay.
And I did.
Yeah.
And I got that out of my way.
Okay.
Right? And I want to do more stuff, better stuff. Better drugs. Like, you know what I mean? Better
Next
stuff.
level shit,
Yeah, next level shit. Better stuff. But that's what I'm getting to. It's truth. It's truth that I was able to fucking kill. And that is not 10 years of grad school. That's 34 years of life. And not even that. That's like fucking millions of years of evolution, right? Because my genes have the DNA that has been passed down from generation to generation to generation. So I have that ability, and that's who I am. That's my identity as a person. That's how I feel. Now, that is one way where it's some truth that I'm able to convey to my parents. Now, there's more truth that I've done in my life. Another truth is religion. I was a kid who went to Jamaat Khana. Jamaat Khana is like a mosque for us, our faith, every day, sometimes twice a day. I was the model kid in my Jamaat Khana. Oh, why aren't you being like Farhan? Why don't you be like Farhan? That's what moms would tell their kids, to be like me, the model. Now those same think I'm, some kind of crazy liberal sex addict.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That they're like, what happened to Farhan? What happened to Farhan? And I'm like, fuck you. What happened to you, leprechaun? Right? So what I feel is me being that religious and now being able to rewire my brain to say fuck and bitch and slut and cunt all the time,
Yeah.
and not go to Jamaat Khan. I don't go to Jamaat Khan ever. I don't ever pray now. I don't ever pray. I've completely revolutionized my brain. I've rewired my brain
Yeah.
to the other extreme
Yeah.
to become a different person, to have that experience so I can fuck it up to, right? I mean, and that kind of thing. So my ability to rewire my own brain through practical things, like I would never say the word fuck. So I spent an entire day saying fuck. Like fuck, 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 fuck. And every time I would say it, I'd be like, man, this sounds so weird. And every time I would say fuck, it'd be cognitive dissonance. I'd be like, I don't want to say that. That's so bad. But I did it. When we were in Vegas, I was too nice. I would go around the club and be really mean to girls, right? On purpose. I would get slapped and elbowed and punched. One time I got drop kicked. One time I almost got thrown off the fucking ledge. Yeah. Died.
You gotta cross the line to know where it is.
Right. And I did that because I was like, you know what? I need to train my brain. And I know how to train my brain. I know how I went from being a religious person to a completely liberal sex person. Yeah. And that's the truth. No grad school's ever going to teach you that. I learned that from life grinding and fucking hustling. And getting out there, getting to Vegas, getting to LA, getting to Miami, right? Being in Montreal, doing all the, getting to New York, right? Chicago, all of these cities, right? Scottsdale, San Diego, all of this. I immersed myself, and now, check this out. When I was a kid, here's another truth. When I was a kid, I thought that white people, Chinese people, Mexican people, and black people, and all the other races were inferior to me. I thought that my religious community, my ethnicity, my background is superior to every other motherfucker in the world. And now, no more. I revolutionized that too. I rewired my brain to realize that every fucking person's the same. But you know, my parents, they still believe that. They still believe that they're more superior than other people. Right? So that's truth. Grad school's never going to teach you that. So the way I'm thinking is I have so much value to give to the world that I know for a fact from the emails I receive, the YouTube comments, just like right here at the seminar, so many people coming up, right? And giving props and saying, oh man, I've seen you on TV and whatnot, right? What I feel is I have such a life experience of the truth that I don't need to go and waste time reading cutting edge research because I already know all that stuff. I already know all that shit. Yeah. What do I need to read cutting edge research for? Who do I need to prove? Like, why do I care about like YouTube drama? Like, who gives a fuck about YouTube drama? Is that really important? No, that's not important. Like, if I talk about the truth and the reality and teach people that by living the lifestyle that I'm preaching, practicing what I'm preaching, that's real value. Not like, oh, by the way, this is the if you eat meat, then you will have a 26% more nutrient density profile than if you eat spinach. Like, I mean, duh.
Good?
Fucking duh.
Good? No.
Fucking duh.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, duh, right?
It's enough. Good enough. Good enough.
Yeah.
You're saying.
Yeah. And like, I know the scientists on YouTube, like, they're doing fucking well. Like the nerd doctor scientists. Nobody views them. Nobody looks at them. What do they look like? They look at like sex shit, right? Now, if I want to teach valuable information, what am I going to do? I'm going to go to Miami and interview bitches and hot girls, talk about science, so people get knowledge, people that get benefit, and we're almost going against their own stupid psyche, tricking their own psyche so they learn, get benefit, and provide real value to their own health, and we are all a team together. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm talking about, the truth? How the truth that I already know, it's inculcated in me, right? Like now
sometimes the truth is a little too strong for people.
Doesn't matter. I only want to attract the tribe that cares. I don't care. I want to attract those top guys, those badasses, right? The guys that are trying to get an edge on the competition, the guys who are trying to become kings. Actually, you are all kings already. You're a king. We're all kings. To realize that they're kings. That's what I want to do. And I feel that, I mean, look at, like, for example, during the day, right? During the day, when 3 years ago, I would see a girl, I would be fucking peeing in my pants. Like, I had hippie jibbies, and now it's a joke. It's become a joke. And I can't believe it's become a joke. That's real truth. Truth, bro.
Yeah.
Grad school isn't going to teach me that. Now, if I teach some guy like, hey, you have to have massive confidence, this is how. If you boost testosterone this way, through lifestyle, you will have massive confidence to beat the shit out of life and beat the shit out of everything you do. That is more important than me telling someone, oh, you should eat spinach to increase your magnesium. Like, of course you should eat spinach. What the fuck? Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? but still bring the science. The way I'm bringing the science and the research and the rationale, objectivity is when I talk to people, I know how to get shit out of them. I know how to dig deep into them because there's no shame.
Yeah.
Right? When Brian Rose or the dude from Dig, Pete, what's his name? Brian Rose?
Ryan Rose.
The guy from Dig, D-I-G-G?
Yeah.
And then the dude...
Kevin Rose.
Kevin Rose. And then
Rose.
what about the dude from London Real?
That's Brian.
Whatever the fuck their name is, right? Like, those guys are really good at interviewing, but I beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Right? If I was interviewing Tim Ferriss, I would not ask him those boring questions Kevin Rose asked him.
Like, this guy would, like, get in there and really tell you, like, what are you really tinkering? What's going on? Or, like, a thought process.
Yeah, like, hey,
that's what you want to do.
Like, listen, Tim, you're writing these books, you're teaching this stuff, but you realize that you come from a rich family, right? And your dad was able to pay for your shit. You paid $250,000 in your blood test to write 4-Hour Body, right? You did all that for us, but you have to understand that we can't take those risks that you take because we don't have a rich dad. We didn't own a supplement company before we started fucking our bodies up and doing testosterone injections and all this stuff that you're doing and taking, overdosing on shrooms. I can't do that. We can't do that.
So
right?
practical.
Yeah, like,
Practical.
what the fuck? Like, nobody knows this. Like, I know this because I know everything about you. I'm obsessed with you.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm reading about you. But, like, what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
What about that? Talk about that. Talk about the fact that you come from a middle-class family and that's why you're successful.
Yeah.
You see, I don't really believe that. But I'm going to tool Tim Ferriss because I want to get the reality out of him.
Yeah. The true.
Not this,
the true
hey,
nature.
happy bullshit. None of that.
No.
Let's get the real shit out.
Yeah. The raw shit. Okay. I see.
This really helped me decide things.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good, like, a therapy session or something. See,
Exactly.
that's what's raw because the audience get to see it. It's just like us discussing, us chilling. It's not like, oh, Jabba Jabba Jabba, what do you think of Jabba? And then, oh, Jabba Jabba Jabba, A, B, C. It's not like I don't want to do the interview here, That's
Now
what I'm
you
trying to do.
see how I did this with you?
Mm-hmm.
What if I did that with the top hot 10 dime
Yeah.
cocktail waitresses in Miami? Nobody has that on YouTube. Have you seen a YouTube video like that? No. I can do it. If anyone in the world can do that, that's me.
All right, do it. Sounds fun. I don't think there's even interviews of cocktail waitresses, period. Right? Or even models and a lot of hot girls.
In
right?
this entire world, I'm in the best position to do that.
Yeah.
How can I not do it?
Yeah. I don't think it's like major huge.
You'll
as
see.
you think it is.
You'll see the 500K views. Then you'll
Okay.
see.
I'll see it. I look forward to it.
Because it's nerd
Yeah.
and like goddess.
Nerd goddess
Doc and
dissection.
God.
The dissection of it. Yeah.
Like Beauty and Beast episode 1. You know,
Yeah.
like Beauty and the girl's the beast. You know what I mean? Like make it funny. How do you want to end it, or do you not want to end it? Do you want to end it in a formal way?
Okay. Yeah, just in case. Just.
How about we
Just
tell
because.
them their comment? Let me do a little bit of that, then you can do it too.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, that was pretty much a random rant about very deep philosophical insights.
Yeah, us discussing, like chatting. It's like on a normal day, us
Yeah.
having a normal conversation.
And you know,
it's like a behind the scenes of like what's going on all the time.
Yeah. And I held nothing back. Like I didn't even know. Like this camera, I forgot about it. This camera to me was a dude, like one of our buddies. Like you're one of our buddies,
Yeah.
and we're just talking to another buddy who's just quiet, doesn't say much, just listens. And I put it all out there, dude, all out there. I would never do that in a video because I would always be conscious of like, oh, what should I say? What should I say?
It's a filter.
But this is completely raw. I just fucking gave it all. Even though sometimes I had this mindfulness, like, oh, I shouldn't say this, I said it anyway. So what I would like you guys to do is, whatever you heard, let me know, let Meditation Misfit know your thoughts on how we can do better. Like, we're being vulnerable here, right? We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. He's not perfect. I have many deficiencies, many setbacks, and I want you guys to give back to us if you would like. If you have any suggestions, any comments on how specific strategies for me to solve my pain points, maybe I missed something very clear, very logical, please let me know. Leave your comments and I will follow that. I will reply and I would like make this an engagement, make this an interactive thing, and I would fucking love that.
Yeah, click subscribe, comment below, and let us know what's going on, your thoughts, any rants, what's going on through your mind.
All right.
Peace out, guys.
That's Meditation Misfit. I am Doc Testosterone, and we will see you in the next rant. Okay.